Hello, Generals. I want to welcome you back to my Ultimate General Civil War CSA campaign. This campaign is being fought on Major General Light difficulty using the JMP Rebalance mod version 1.29.1. I am finishing up the first Western campaign. It is time for the Battle of Shiloh, which has become probably my favorite major battle that you fight, at least in the early part of the war. The last battle was the Battle of Stay Alert, and you can see the screen there. I got the full clear. Took about 3,000 casualties, which was more than I wanted to take, but I still got the full clear. Major General Light, a little bit different than Brigadier General Plus campaign that I fought. So, you know, the Union, I've noticed that the Union forces are a little bit more aggressive on Major General, although on Major General Light, definitely not as aggressive or as numerous as on Major General. You can see there I did actually outnumber them infantry-wise, which I was surprised by. I took the career point and put it into Army organization so that I could have my 4 divisions of 5 brigades each for the Battle of Shiloh. And let's take a look here at how we are built now. Now, if you didn't happen to watch the Stay Alert, where I have explained how I'm naming units for this campaign, the first thing I have here on my infantry is the brigade commander's name. So you can see here, Rowley, 1st Virginia Rifles. And what Rifles is telling me is that they have the Tier 1 accuracy perk. Over here you see Force, the 3rd Virginia Line, and Line is telling me that they have the Tier 1 melee perk. Now in that BG Plus campaign that I just completed, every infantry brigade I had got the accuracy perk at Tier 1, melee perk at Tier 2. But I am going to try to specialize a little bit here in this campaign. So I have a few line. You can see here the 3rd Virginia line, the 1st Alabama line, the 1st South Carolina line, the 4th Virginia line. These all have the melee perk at Tier 1, while 1st Virginia Rifles, 2nd Virginia Rifles, 1st Tennessee Rifles, 1st Georgia Rifles, 1st North Carolina Rifles, and the 2nd Tennessee Rifles all have the Tier 1 accuracy perk. For my one unperked unit, and I was not able to achieve my goal of having every unit with 1 star before Shiloh, but if they don't have a perk when I first create them, they are militia. So you can see here Miller is commanding the Arkansas militia. Now at Stay Alert, the 1st Alabama line was the Alabama militia. They earned their star, they earned their name, the 1st Alabama line. For my artillery units, they're simply named with their weapons. So I got the Richmond Light Howitzers, which are the 12-pound howitzers, the Norfolk Rifles, the Memphis Light, which is using 6-pound field guns. And let me go ahead and throw, I left off battalion. BN is a short nomenclature for battalion. Got the Briarfield Rifles, and then the Corinth Light Battalion does not have a perk. And then my cavalry, I have the 1st North Carolina Mounted Infantry, the 1st Virginia Mounted Infantry, and Stewart with the 1st Tennessee Cavalry. Cavalry is my my designator for melee mounted infantry, my designator for the Tier 1 mounted infantry perk. And then Fitzhugh, the Mississippi Militia. And actually, I am actually thinking about something I haven't done in any of my campaigns recently, but if they earn their star, or when they earn their star, I believe I'm going to give them the Scout perk, because I typically haven't had a cavalry with a scouting perk, and I know it increases their spotting range, so I think that might be beneficial to have a cavalry unit with a scouting perk. Going to give it a try. And then the Corinth Light Battalion doesn't have a perk yet either, and so if I have more rifles available, it'll depend on what my armory looks like, whether that becomes stays a smoothbore or becomes rifle, because I do have to pick, because my smoothbore units are getting horse perks at Tier 1, my rifle units are getting shot shell at Tier 1. Alright, so with all of that being said, I've kind of given you the overview of where I am at. It's time to jump into the Battle of Shiloh. attack at dawn, it says. And strangely enough, I have them outnumbered. Maybe it's because I've kind of built some big units there in camp. It says General Grant has transported his army via the Tennessee River to this location, Pittsburgh Landing, and is preparing to advance further south. We're going to attack them at dawn when they will least expect us. Our corps will arrive from the southwest. The Yankees are encamped and have most of their forces here. If we attack swiftly, we may catch them completely unguarded and capture their supplies. The slight ridge at Shiloh Church creates a formidable natural defense and should be seized to secure our left flank. On the right, we have to overcome this hilly terrain and then we can safely proceed to the north. The last Union defense is expected here at Pittsburgh Landing. Watch for enemy gunboats on the Tennessee River that can bombard from long distance. Sir, our army is starting to advance towards the Union camp. Our first objective is to overrun their right flank near Shiloh Church. The Yankees are currently encamped and surely will not expect our presence. If we advance swiftly, we're going to have an easy job pushing them north. You have the advantage. Move fast and destroy them. Okay, so first things first, I have to get set up here. This is one thing about, and I talk about it all through the BG Plus campaign. I just don't understand why these deployment boxes split units. You would think that it would put an entire division together instead of splitting it the way it does, and it does not. It doesn't do that. So I've got all of 1st Division there, and then see here is 2nd Division, but 2nd Division is going to not come in yet. I'm going to bring 2nd Division in with the reinforcements, which come in about an hour. And what I tend to want to bring in right now is my 5th Division with all of my cavalry. And on my previous campaign, I had some dedicated skirmishers, but on this campaign, as far as money-wise, when you're on BG Plus, you have a lot more money, and I was able to pretty well arm up some dedicated skirmishers pretty quick, and I used them, but in this campaign, I don't have the dedicated skirmishers like that. I have, so I have an extra artillery battery. Well, actually, I've got more infantry. I've got an extra infantry brigade than I normally take to Shiloh, and I have extra cavalry. So I don't have a dedicated skirmisher, but I do have 3 skirmish cav brigades. Okay, so what we're going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and click start, and then I'm going to hit pause. And if you are have watched my videos, you know it's time to detach skirmishers. And I got to get these skirmishers moving forward. Also, the other thing I got to do is I got to dismount cav, which unfortunately a lot of times does not work like it's supposed to when you are, and I wanted him to go. I should have put him over on the other side. So it doesn't work like it's supposed to, or at least like you want it to when you're paused. So I may have to go to slow-mo mode here just to make sure that my cavalry is going to dismount like I want it to. Looks like they are. Okay, my goal here in this early part here, this early phase, is to take out the 3 or 4 dedicated skirmishers that will be here. Wait, nope, stay on them. All right. Okay. 1 shattered, 2 surrendered. Now, there is a cavalry brigade that will sometimes and actually I like for my line to be in the middle. I wish I knew what position in my deployment on my army screen he needed to be in to always line up in the middle. I think I messed up and left 1 unit off of my deployment. I hope it comes in. But I definitely misplaced a unit there. I know what I did. When I took away the cavalry division's artillery, I didn't put anybody back. Or did I? Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah. Huh, I left a unit off the map. That's a mistake you don't want to make often. If it doesn't come in, then that means that everything I just did right there will be for nothing because I will have to do a restart, unfortunately. The next task, let's see, let's keep that militia in between 2 veteran units. The next task that I will have is as the rest of my army arrives, I need to sneak in. They'll move a lot faster if you don't have them moving with the supply wagon. I don't want them to start any bombardment yet. I will try to see how close I can get my entire force positioned on Shiloh Church. Okay, the second attack wave arrives. Let's see if that artillery I was expecting. Looks like I did get it. Okay, so. Alright, so 2nd Division. Of course, 2nd Division is way down here. Now, one thing I am going to do is, you're going to notice this, is going to send this brigade, the 4th Virginia line, up this side of the map, because if you let him take that arrow, did you notice that his arrow was taking it? He's going to walk in that creek, and you know what that was going to do? It was going to take him forever to get there. So, now, the other thing I'm going to try to do is, I want this artillery to get positioned quickly. So I want to see if I can get this artillery moving in the clear. Well, I did not do that. I apologize. Oh, that's the one I already moved. Dadgummit. Now, artillery moving through the woods is slow. And while there aren't roads in this game per se, as I have mentioned in previous videos, there aren't roads per se, but the clear areas allow for faster movement. Is there not a better way to get him there? Probably not. And the Memphis Light being light artillery, hopefully they can kind of follow the clear path there and get up there. All right, let's see. All right, we're going to move now. And I'm going to keep this kind of this bird's eye overview for a few minutes here. Well, I'm going to zoom in a little bit. I'm going to try to start inching up. All right. I want to bring these guys forward in the woods, but I want them to stay hidden. If you're new to the game, you're looking for that little eye, that eye mark there with the line through it that says that you are hidden. Nobody has spotted you yet. And as long as you can keep that little eye above your units, then nobody is seeing you. Now, unfortunately, you can get some birds fly up from time to time, and the birds fly up kind of give away your location. Oh, I didn't deploy. Uh-oh, I must not have told this division where to go, because they are going the wrong direction. I want you guys over here. Oh no, I forgot to tell the infantry where to go. I didn't realize I did that. That's going to be problematic. I didn't tell you to shoot. away our position. Captain, find who is shooting and tell them to knock it off. Our force is not properly deployed. Well, okay. Looks like the Yankees want to kick this fight off. And I guess I'm going to let them. I was in the Army. One thing you need to understand, no plan survives first contact intact. So I had a plan. The plan did not work. Now we changed the plan. Get up here, light howitzers. Okay, why are they not moving? Let's go. Time to play leapfrog the artillery. Back, Stuart. Fall back, Alabama militia, you've done your job. Dadgummit. Back, Stuart. Get back, Stuart. Oh, no. It's going to jump us to the right while I'm right in the middle of this fight. Okay. So we're going to be hearing melee sounds this whole side. Our last corps now arriving to attack the Union center and left flank. General, our attack has alerted the enemy to our presence. We must act swiftly. The Federals are building a defensive line and will soon occupy a very strong position. The center of the Union Army is currently controlled from this location. Push forward and take it. Their left flank must also be secured. It should be lightly defended as our pickets reported. Advance and watch your flanks, General. The Union Army may counterattack from behind those woods. So we are, as I said, going to be listening to melee this entire phase. Alright. He has a melee perk. Gladden has a rifle perk. So we're going to let Gladden shoot, and then in a minute we're going to let Chalmers charge. And I've learned the hard way in previous battles at Shiloh, do not mount Jenkins up and let him charge 2-star skirmishers. You will not be happy with the results. Captain, inform General Key that our assault on the right flank is proceeding on schedule. I don't want to capture it just yet because I don't want to trigger the contested timer with my reinforcements not here yet. Mount back up, units. Uh-oh, looks like I'm triggering it anyway. I got too close to it. Well, it's alright. The contested timer is later than... Alright, my reinforcements are arriving, so let me go get them. Pushing this way. Statham's brigade has the 19th Tennessee in it. The 19th Tennessee was the a unit with a lot of guys from where I live at in southeast Tennessee. My county and all the surrounding counties put companies in the 19th Tennessee, which is in Statham's brigade. Get back, Jenkins. Well, since we already triggered the timer, I see no reason not to advance. Keep Jenkins out here on the flank. I was not planning on jumping into another melee right there, but he started it. Right out of there before that cavalry comes forward. Oh, I'm about out of time. Pause. Let me get some movement going here before I'm going to run out of time. Because it's about to jump back to the other screen. Uh-oh. Forgot about these dudes. Alright, let's see if we can bring him up a road. Because he's on some bad terrain. Alright, let's see if we can bring these guys up a road. And as I said earlier, I realize that roads don't function as roads in this game. But what you can do, though, is you can look and see that road is considered clear, which is the fastest movement. And so, well, I caught the edge of the woods right there. That's probably the fastest that artillery is going to be able to get there, I would imagine. Okay. Yep, Shiloh Church is at risk. Moving back to the left side of the map. The Union's resistance is stronger than expected. Their troops are preparing for a counterattack. We must hold Shiloh Church and keep their right flank under pressure. Don't fail us, General, or we will have to withdraw. Okay. Sorry about the herky-jerky on the map. Up there. Up there. Get the supply wagon up there. Air surrendered. Pogue is wounded, oh no! Why are you turned, Preston? Okay. up the guns! The Yankees are dug in at the Hornet's nest. Oh no, I got a little bleed over with my skirmishers right there. I hope they don't become targets. The Bluecoats are establishing a second barrier of defense. They are desperate to hold their position, surround them, and give them hell. You must overrun the Union defense in order to secure our path to Pittsburgh Landing. General, if you fail, our whole offensive will become disorganized and collapse. We are counting on you. Freeze. What do we got going here? All right, let me figure out. Oh, yeah, they're still way back there. Okay. Oh, man, my carefully crafted little pass through the woods got erased. All right. Get up that road. Get up that road. Get up that road. You can use roads too. Breckenridge, get up there. Okay. Miller's about to be in a world of hurt. Mr. Robertson, give him the canister, please. What's he using? Oh, yeah. He's about to get 28 12-pound howitzers. Come on, fire. Get loaded and fire. Any day now. Any day now, Robertson. Oh, don't let him retreat out of range, Robertson. Skirmishers, get over here with Pond. Jackson skirmishers, get here with Jackson. Alright, you're good there. Gibson skirmishers, yep, you're here with Gibson. I'm afraid I'm going to lose Pender skirmishers in a minute. Simply because he bled over onto a map. Come on, Jenkins, get back. Very good. Come on, Hudson, get in position. Leapfrog forward, Robertson, go. Time to play leapfrog, artillery, let's go. let's see here. To get everything redeployed and ready to assault Pittsburgh Landing. I have a new screen. I'm a little jerky with it. I'm loving my new screen. Oh, it's going back. Okay. Well, General Grant is establishing his last line of defense at Pittsburgh Landing. Don't hesitate. Attack and victory will be ours. The ironclad USS Tyler and USS Lexington have been spotted on the banks of Pittsburgh Landing and present a threat to our right flank. It's advised to not get too close to them. Okay. Most of my force was charging there. And I've got Jenkins charging over here. Get over here, Stuart, and help Jenkins. Alright, so now it is time for me to set up. That's my 3rd division, which is my strongest. 2nd division, okay, my 2nd division is closest. I am going to put my 2nd division here. And you may be wondering why. Well, there is a chance that the Union reinforcement will cross here. And so I have to be ready for that. So my 1st division, get 1st division here, 3rd division, I'll get up here. Yeah, attack General Grant. Alright, and then my 4th division, which is all of my cavalry, and where's my light artillery? Alright, yep. Light artillery, I'm gonna let you stay down here and help just in case they come from this direction. Alright. Now, Bragg's force. See, we got to get all this artillery moving, and it is moving. All right, there we go. Let's see, I think that's everybody. If not, it'll be, we'll see in a minute. All right. Yep. Here comes that force in from the south, like I expected. I have no idea who's meleeing or why they're meleeing. Uh-oh. I see what he's after, though. Well, supply wagon's in a bad spot. Yep, about to lose my supplies. Gonna have to get my supplies back. Well, you guys got to go after him because he'll go get those prisoners. I think it's... There we go. I gotta learn to use that key since I'm having trouble getting used to moving around on this much bigger monitor. I want to thank David out in Arkansas. He bought a new monitor. He offered me his old one. I really enjoy it. I'm learning how to play on it. It's a lot wider than mine, so I'm using a totally different aspect ratio. Let's see about taking down Pittsburgh Landing. All right, here we go. I don't know why the Briarfield howitzers are wavering. Or the Briarfield rifles, I don't know why they're wavering. Check back to the south. Oh, well then. So our Alabama line wavered. I'm surprised by that. Alright. So, this threat is ended. This was basically my 2nd division. So we're gonna kind of deploy 2nd division here. I don't think there's any threat left down here. There's usually not, but let's just get all of 2nd division deployed back in one spot. So, and then my 4th division. Let's see, we're gonna get Jenkins and all of the cavalry back north. Up. And where's the light howitzers? Where's that 4th division light unit? Yep, that's the light battalion here. We'll get them moving back north. No, they don't have a perk. We're gonna leave them. We're gonna leave them down here too. Whoops. Way too many people in that movement. Anderson. There we go. Well, if my cavalry would get up out of the swamp, they'd probably be able to move faster. Notice I took a very west to east approach here, and the reason for that was because those gunboats. If you come up the river over here, Powell must have surrendered twice, whoever Powell is. Charlie, I don't want you in that attack. You're already pretty worn down. The best way to end this and to then get back out of range of these gunboats is to go ahead and launch a mass charge and just go get them, and then you can fall out of range of the gunboats. Those gunboats are going to start lighting me up. Back. We need to get back. We got to get back. Okay. And you guys have got to get out of the daggum line of fire of those guys. I still don't know who's meleeing. Keep getting the melee sound. I think the melee's hung up. And there we go. Alright. Victory! Lost 11,000 guys. About historically accurate. Ooh, I lost 4,000 of my guys. That's a lot. Got the full clear. Force, Nelson. Ooh, Preston was wounded. Harriet, Munford. Oh, well, okay. Lost Munford. And a lot of guys got promoted. Got some Mississippi, some Springfields, some reboards. Alright, let's go back to the camp. Got the Homeland Defense Cross. We're getting Albert Johnson and a Corps. 11,000 prisoners being exchanged, plus picked up Forrest. Alright, Tom Preston is wounded. Look in the barracks. I do have extra Jackson. Also got Albert Johnson. Alright, let's see what our rep buys are going to be this next time. Got some Whitworth, some infields. Can buy some generals there. I only have 11 to spend at the moment. I normally try to take those infields. I'll have to earn some rep points to be able to take those infields though. Alright, let's look at the army. Yep, rallies. Took some casualties. Preston's wounded, but it is recoverable. Alright, so that was the Battle of Shiloh. I want to thank you for watching.